seconds. Dyer's turn to ban.
Being more even, more comfortable. What else are we?
Oh, sorry.
Yes, Lacoste.
No, go ahead. He was raising his hand like me. Pick me, please.
I'm looking for the Venge to be contested. I just not make it in. I want to see EG better prioritize Fly's hero. Traditionally, he picks his support in the opener, and I think something with damage amp is the way EG want to go. Make an easier draft. No Underlords.
No Underlords.
No Nagas. Play some with a little tempo. Bring up the fire and don't let Alliance run you over.
I gotta say, I feel like Fly felt more comfortable playing offlane CK in my game the other day than he felt playing Winter Wyverns in that match. It was a tough match.
I thought that was Crit on Wyvern.
It was not. Was it Fly or Crit?
No, I think it
was Crit Tiny, if I remember, and Fly Wyvern.
I will tell you, Lacoste, why don't you say the final thing you want to say about the series before we head to draft, as I find out who was playing Winter Wyvern.
Lacoste was right.
I played Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it makes sense. That's the hero that flies.
Yes.
So, last thoughts. I think this could be an even series. I don't mean like Alliance against Viking even series where we go to 90-minute game, and I also want to see if how strong of EG is as a team. I think this is do or die.
I think EG is going to bounce back. I think that the Bulbo, or rather Bulba, I don't know why I said that. Bulba's one of the best coaches out.
All right.
Everybody in chat, flaming Bulba yesterday. He's going to show you today why he gets paid the big bucks.
All right, well, we're going to find out what's going to happen in this series. It is a lower bracket for the Immortal Division. EG versus Alliance. Let's head over to the draft.
10 seconds. 5 seconds. Radiant's turn to pick. Dusk.
Yes, that's right. Give me a Bulbo draft. That's what we're all looking for. In this game 1 of Alliance versus Evil Geniuses, a group stage rematch, as I'm joined here by T. Governor and Jenkins. Now, all things considered, based off of the performance in that group stage match where EG 2-0'd Alliance, you consider them to be the favorites, T. Gov, or have things changed ever since then?
I think the important thing to note about that series was Alliance did play 2 IO games back to back, and it was also kind of like the moment in which they learned about how Arc Warden was really a menace against them. So I think that series doesn't really have much value going into this series, especially because I don't think they're going to have the same slip-ups. You can see that already. Alliance aren't instantly trying to snap up an IO, for example.
I think also at that point, Alliance was not looking at their strongest. They had a little bit of a down spike there, and then we've seen them look really good lately. So I think they're on the come up. Like they're psychologically as a team, they're feeling pretty good right now.
I think an important thing to note actually about EG, their mid laner GPK. He's actually just only been playing the spirits, pretty much. Storm Spirit, Ember Spirit, Void Spirit. And he's dabbled in like a Conquer, Magnus Tiny situation, but realistically, it's seeing this early Void Spirit to me is like they're just getting GPK hero already picked. And you can see Alliance identify that and instantly go for the Ember Spirit, expecting this to be just a GPK Void Spirit.
You know, the nice thing about the new draft is that if you're first facing the Spirit, you can always get one. Only with 2 bans.
Plenty of spirits in the game for this to happen.
If you leave them in, if you don't ban any yourself, is what I'm saying.
True, that's true.
So if you're comfortable, we see Secret doing the same thing with picking Matumba's heroes really early. Like they just pick a player who's comfortable playing into any game on their heroes. Some comfort pick that they always want to play around, and then throw them to the wolves. They deal with it, and you pick the other heroes later.
Which must be what this Tusk is all about, because other teams don't really care about Tusk. EG, however, they seem to find the benefits of this hero more so than other teams do. What is it about EG's Tusk that you think makes it a more formidable force?
I think it's maybe the potential of pivoting towards tri-lanes and being able to enable RTZ hero pool, because when you look at the type of heroes he's playing right now, they're not like the most like lane dominating heroes, right? Sure, there's maybe like the Ursa or a Clinks, but realistically he's playing a lot more kind of slower, greedier heroes, unlike other teams that might have a bit more aggression in their laning phase. So maybe it's just because they want to always have the ability to have an open laning setup.
It also does enable a lot of certain offlaners, snowballing ones, the ones that take towers like Beastmaster, Nature's Prophet, things that Ramses really likes. In lane, you can completely dumpster with the Tusk. So just depending on what heroes you pick in your side lanes, like you were saying with Arteezy's hero pool, like the Tusk becomes more value based on what your dudes are comfortable with. And I think that's really important to, you know, have your own kind of style, especially at this point in a tournament. I don't think you can just play the standard meta what everybody else is playing. You gotta pick comfort.
Yeah, because
I would say that you have to be careful with that because, as the Fluff panel had mentioned, Wyvern theoretically could have been some comfort for Fly.
Sure.
But it just was not panning out. And we've, on multiple panels, been mentioning the value of Wyvern against certain drafts, but...
I mean...
it's just so meh. The hero is so sad, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, think about how the game's played, right? That ramped up aggression, 10, 15 minutes. What is Wyvern really doing? He's like a lane soaker.
Do we really blame the Wyvern for that game? We're talking about the secret game, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about...
I don't know if we can...
Sure.
I don't give a shit what their draft was. Secret looked like... they're...
It is dire.
I know secret,
Okay.
but I'm just saying that Wyvern is Wyvern.
Sure.
You see? You see?
I'm following. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Exactly. I'm putting down a lot right now.
Okay,
and
this is
Wyvern...
a little too much.
Can't carry all of it.
Slow down a bit.
I'm sorry, Jenkins.
It's okay.
But yeah, no, like Wyvern's a little bit like, it's a bit, doesn't really feel like it fits. You know? Unless I'm seeing like a pure physical damage lineup, which is like the Slardar PA, like the Lifestealer-esque bombs, then sure. But in the big theory of Dota and how we're seeing these teams play, it does not fit well. It's all about the skirmishing, the fight, the effective HP and the bruise potential that you have.
Sure, and same thing that Kyle's been mentioning on multiple occasions, damage amplification being a big point. He had mentioned that he was hoping to see Avenge be contested, but so far it seems to be slipping on by. Haven't seen the carry matchups quite yet. We usually see those Avenges paired up with the ranged cores, but just the mid laners being revealed so far.
Yeah, this is the interesting thing about this draft so far is that we have 4 really great backline jumpers picked. So can you pick a ranged carry? Right now, do you want a Medusa? Do you want a Drow? Do you want an Arc Warden? I mean, obviously it's banned, but it's a weird setup so far. Like this is not super standard stuff that we're seeing.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if EG do kind of snap up the Furion. I know it's not too bad, it's not too great against the Ember, but in the theory of like the laning and the general aggression that we can potentially see from EG, like it would fit pretty well, especially when they can kind of disguise it between offlane and the carry as well for Arteezy.
This is true, yeah. You know, one of the most misunderstood things about Dota is everybody seems to think that Clockwork counters Furion. I remember that was like the narrative for a long time, was like you catch him out in the side lanes, right? But it's a lot less about split pushing now. Like you're just showing up to every single fight. You split push just with the trees, and you can literally just press Sprout on the Clockwork, and whoever is in the cogs will get knocked out of the cogs. Like you can save your team from a Clockwork, so it's like a hard counter to the clock.
I'd say like, it's one of those things where like laning phase does pretty much nothing in the game. If the game goes like difficult for Furion, you can really kind of accelerate that punishment on the Furion and just make his game miserable, right? But the flip side is if the Furion's got a good game, then
it's the opposite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's very much like it's in the balance of how the team's doing in terms of that matchup. Alliance again, they're going for a strong laning phase with the Grimstroke. They can easily have like the rotation from the Clockwork in, or it could just be an Ember side lane. This is what I think they're setting themselves up for as well. They're just allowing this Ember to be safe lane or to be mid because they're ensuring that their side lane supports are able to play with this hero if necessary.
Right, like either way, they have these really beautiful pairings between the Ember and the Grim and the Clock and the Grim. So like depending on the point in the game and who wants to fight at that point in the game, you have somebody to get kills with. This is always really nice. Like I love seeing Grim picked with somebody to actually use the double spell with the ulti, and then B, 2 people that you can set up with at multiple points in the game. That always feels really good.
I just really like what EG has right now in terms of imagine right now Alliance makes that jump. On EG, you've got Snowball, you've got Shards, you've got Disruption. Void Spirit himself is very elusive. It's very hard for Alliance to jump someone and to cleanly kill them if EG are set up in the correct position, playing in their own vision, because they have so many defensive spells, and it just means that they can play into this type of reactionary Dota rather than trying to look for the fight. They have the potential to look for it, but if they need to play defensive, I can see them like being able to do it because of the nature of their hero so far.
I guess that's why they're leaving so many Nico Baby heroes in the pool right now. Like these Slarks, Faceless Void, these would be terrible heroes to pick into this number of banishes. And especially with a Grimstroke, you'd think that they want to maybe get some melee pairing that you can ink swell in the lane, jump on them.
Sven seems to be a really solid pick right now for Alliance.
Even against the Shadow Demon?
I think so.
Okay, they go for the Underlord.
Once again, it's another pairing with the Grimstroke.
Yeah.
But it also, you have the double stun that comes out with the Grimstroke ulti, which is great. And I think there's a lot of like skirmishing with this Alliance lineup. You can really make space for Sven, but I don't know. They have last pick. Maybe they're looking for something a little bit more cheeky. Gov.
Cheeky? Oi. I don't think Alliance are being too cheeky right now. You know, they got their Ember. It's a very like bog standard looking draft, you know, in regards to...
Yeah, but that's what the Nico Baby factor is all about.
That's true. It's true.
This Underlord, and I think with this SD, immediately what I was thinking is like, okay, they're going to pick TB, like something to make illusions of.
Yeah.
They pick the SD to block pick, the counter pick of the SD, and then Alliance...
Underlord.
They pick the Underlord because they're anticipating that as well. And okay, they just go straight with the Lifestealer. So they're not really even comboing too much with the SD. They're just going to counter all of the magic damage that Alliance has. There's actually nothing that can really deal with the Lifestealer right now.
And it simplifies the laning phase for EG, where once this Lifestealer gets to that level 3, level 4, he can be left alone. It allows the Shadow Demon, if he's going for the disruption build and trying to be kind of that setup, he can play with the Tusk, move around the map, and they can try and get the ball rolling in their favor. Because if Alliance December has a good start, good laning phase, and he starts settling the tempo, it's very hard for EG to really want to try and stop this aggression, other than them being all there at the same time. And when you're taking a lot of heroes to one position, of course you're then going to lose out on farm. So I think just the fact you pick up this Lifestealer, it just means 8-9 minutes your supports can do pretty much whatever they want in this game, because Lifestealer of the Underlord is very chill for Lifestealer.
And I think if they're going to group up in the way that you mentioned, which of course naturally is going to happen in any Lifestealer game, I think there probably needs to be some sort of like team fighting hero out of EG. They lack group fight right now. They have a lot of great like skirmish and pick off and that sort of thing, and the great early game, but they really lack something to just like wombo in a team fight. Whereas Alliance doesn't have that great of spells either for team fighting. It's kind of just the Underlord, but he's more of a persistent group fighter.
The real question is like, what heroes are left for Ramses that actually, assuming of course the Void Spirit's mid, what are the heroes left for Ramses that kind of like solve these pieces of the puzzle, right? Like Slardar, it's more about amping. Maybe the
Necro?
Terrorblade ban, yeah, that's
it's just difficult to see a hero that I can see Ramses playing which solves what you're mentioning.
Necro, if they can see, if it's like a Sven or something, then
I think Necro gets demolished. If it's a Grim Ember lane, I think Necro doesn't.
Necro could have a rough one.
You're very confident about this being a safe lane, Ember Spear. You don't really like the possibility. I mean, it's definitely going to be.
I feel like it's going to be mid Ember versus the Void. It
can be. I think it's very dependent right now on what EG picks, right? If EG reveal something where the Void Spirit's on the offlane, etc., then maybe they put the Ember to safe lane as well. I'm just picturing Alliance keeping it open, so I'm trying to work out both options.
If that were to happen, then would there be a possibility that EG would just send the Lifestealer into that lane?
I think Mars is going to be the pick here, by the way.
Maybe
for Ramses.
Okay.
Like the way that I see Alliance is normally they have one clean way to take an objective, right? Be it through their mid lane or safe lane. And when they have this Ember pick, I'm just trying to work out how they actually take on objectives. Are they just going to fight, or are they going to be able to just do it that way? So I'm just trying to work out that. EG though, again, I think it's just offlane they're looking for.
Yeah, they finally ban out the Prophet and the Bat Rider.
They need some group fighting guy. I really feel like if this game goes to mid game and they're not snowballing and they don't have some group fight, it's going to be really rough.
I think it could just be a beast and double down on the fact they can go early. You could just beast.
Yeah, you could beast. I mean, that's a group fighter that also gives you this extremely strong lane of the beast plus the Tusk. We talked about it earlier. That's a really ridiculous combo. The slows, the pairing of the slows is just too much to deal with. Okay, they do produce. Really good call.
High five.
Yeah, nice job, dude. All right, Alliance.
Can I get some too?
Yeah, sure.
There you go, buddy.
Nice.
Feeling ourselves here. All right.
Yeah, nice. All right, Alliance. What
Let's see. Okay. So possibly carry pick that does well against Beastmaster. Sven,
I really want to see
Not
the Ember
gyro
safe lane,
because-
honestly. I really want to see them put the Ember safe lane and just pick up like the DK or the DP. Of course, it's not great against the Shadow Demon, but it just gives them that avenue to get out of the game if they dumpster the laning phase. Counter argument, they could just go through like a Sven and just play out a very
You know
strong
what?
side lane.
oh, did not expect that. Okay.
We've seen this once before. They've got a win in the bag with Weaver.
Okay.
I do love the Weaver pick here.
Do you?
Yeah, I really love it.
But why, Jenkins?
I think this, number one, I think this hero's underrated. I think this hero's great. Number two, you have the Weaver versus a Lifestealer. That is a classic counter. He can't do anything to disable the Weaver. Weaver counters Beastmaster in the laning phase. The supports have jack shit to disable the Weaver. Void Spirit has jack shit to disable the Weaver until
Doubly
he gets his Yules. And then once he gets his Yules, you have the items to deal with that. Like I think this is a fantastic Weaver game.
Yeah, I think looking at
Grim Weaver too. That's a great combo.
Alliance have a lot of mobility in their cores and a lot of ways to just make the fights messy. In EG, they don't have a lot of heroes to solidify where a fight is located, right? They don't have like this big spell to say, okay, we're going here. They have Raw. Other than that, it's a lot of like soft spells. So when you have this farmed Ember Weaver, it's going to be very hard for EG to play around that. The counter argument to that, I think, is the Beastmaster itemization. He has Necro. The Weaver will always be pretty much vulnerable due to that kind of interaction. And I can see this Lifestealer being so strong that if he ever connects, be it
Weaver can die.
yeah, exactly. If
can
he's
die.
inside the vessel of a Tusk or a Void Spirit, I can see it really scary. And the defensive nature of EG's lineup could outplay Alliance. So I can see how Alliance have the kind of the core matchups go in their favor. But in terms of the overall big picture of the team play,
When they're together.
EG could be a lot scarier.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's 100% correct.
Odds, unsurprisingly, favoring EG, as they have already won in this matchup previously, though the drafts are wildly different than what we had seen previously as well. No Io, no Sven, no Arc Warden, completely different carry matchups, completely different core matchups. So I guess it's just going to come down to, can you lock down this Weaver for long enough, right, Jenkins?
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? Like Gov was saying, EG, when they're together, they can do it. It's a scary game for Weaver in the sense that if he gets caught out, he's going to die, but it's hard for him to get caught out.
Yeah.
Like, he's great against all of the heroes in terms of individually, so...
Then let's see if this carry Weaver is able to bring Alliance to a turnaround victory in Game 1 of this series. Let's pass it over to our casters.
I'll be creeping while you are sleeping.
Prepare for battle.
I admit nothing but my sadness that you're gone.
Seeing on the side of EG, their only real AoE is that Void Spirit and some like Ice Shards. Besides that, it's really just about locking down and killing one hero, but not super reliable lockdown. Just the Roar is that big one. I feel like Alliance, they have a lot of split and a very good kind of team fight centric draft. So yeah, this should be an interesting one. As it's the Weaver, right? Like Nico Bait hasn't played this one too many times, but he has played it in the past, especially at this tournament too.
And that's got to be concerning, as we're going to see Hanskin try and man up here. Evil Geniuses do have plenty of heroes here as well, but the numbers advantage is going to Alliance, so they feel confident trying to run down these heroes. The disruption, stopping that Inkswell stun that surely would have gotten the kill onto Ramses otherwise. So no first blood just yet, but does mean the top bounty runs are completely free. Kind of interesting that the Underlord trekked all the way across the map here to be here.
Yeah, I think they really wanted that first blood. The only times you skill Inkswell is if you're like certain you're gonna get that first blood. That actually hurts their lane a bit here. Weaver fortunately has an easy way to be able to last hit the range creep. That's usually the important thing of why you want Stroke of Fate so badly in your lane.
And you want Stroke of Fate in this lane, especially against a Beastmaster, right?
Yep.
Inkswell is not that easy to use against that hero, and Stroke is really good against that boar.
Yeah, they have a lot of different ways to dodge it too, right? Like with at least with the lane setup that we did see at the moment, it is a Shadow Demon bottom. He can always just disrupt the target if they have a Sentry in lane for the Weaver. Or if it was a Tusk, let's say, he can just snowball before it pops. So
Fogged, I'm slightly concerned when I'm looking at Evil Genius's lineup, just because I see this Weaver. Weaver traditionally a pretty good counter pick to Lifestealers. We're going to watch S4 battle it out just a little bit. Hanskin's going to make sure he's okay. And they battle underneath the Firestorm, and Arteezy just doesn't give a damn, it seems. So they heal up a decent amount thanks to the open wounds. You said all that single target, and Alliance drafted a Weaver. This is looking like a Dream Lincoln's game. I mean, they don't have a whole lot of AoE control to catch him in the first place, and the best one is Roar. That's just... Yeah, I feel like it's very, very simple at this point. As long as he, blocks a disruption mid-Shikuchi or blocks this Roar, he's going to be having a pretty free game.
Yeah, definitely have to agree. And their core matchups are good. They can play very aggressive. Definitely liking what Alliance has if they don't give up too many kills in the early on. Like this one looks like S4 maybe stepped up a bit too far. We'll be okay, though. And that is the open wounds at level 1, too.
Yeah.
No feast.
Yeah, it's interesting that they're going to be running the Tusk in this lane. And that's probably where a lot of the open wounds decision did come from.
Yeah. They didn't really have too many heroes that can benefit. I was very surprised. I saw this opening Tusk, and I was actually upstairs like, they're picking Tower Blade, they're picking Nature's Prophet super early. These heroes that can utilize the tag team really successfully in the side lanes. And they got like all melee heroes. It was very interesting to see how they actually opted to go for all that there.
This is also the, I'm going to say second, it might be more, where we've seen Evil Geniuses where Crit is actually in the safe lane with this forward position. When they were doing the Fly, he was also in the off lane with what? Was it the Winter Wyvern game or something?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're putting a lot of like just harassment coming out, but look, Arteezy's suffering quite a bit in the last hit department because of this. And it's gonna, that Underlord's already level 2, so your base damage continues to grow as this lane does progress here. Don't think it's gonna be that easy for Arteezy to just farm up here. They're gonna get a lot of these denies, and it's very, very, very hard as a Lifestealer to get any denies versus an Underlord with this type of start.
Yeah, it seems to me like they felt like, okay, this matchup is going to be really annoying. Let's try and kick the Underlord out of lane as quick as possible. Let's try and punish him, but they didn't have the damage. Not without like a third hero. But Shadow Demon can't really leave Ramses alone initially. Like Beastmaster's one of those heroes that has to have a good start.
Yeah, and this is a kill lane, right? Weaver plus the Grimstroke can easily set up for those kills there. They have the Sentry prepared in the lane to kind of pressure that Weaver a little bit, but I don't think they're going to apply much pressure down there at all. Setup is looking real hot here. 13-7 Underlord, 8-4 on the Lifestealer for now. We are seeing, though, that mid, that skill matchup. The Void Spirit we've seen a lot of the times in the first few levels really does kind of do really good versus Ember, but it gets better as
Hanskin. He actually went for the Rocket Flare, so no way to be able to protect himself against this double melee matchup.
It's that lane that you're losing in last hits versus Underlord. Go for the kills, Crit. He understands that. Every time they have open wounds, they go for that.
So, Fogged, as we were watching the draft, you said that you were really looking forward to seeing how this mid matchup went. Why is that?
I think that Limp is super... We'll look at S4 dying quickly to the level 2 tag team, and Hanskin's going to take a couple punches, but I think that, some people criticize Limp quite a bit here, but his mid talent, like his 1v1 is super good, and I hold GPK at a very high regard in that shit. So it's really going to be like up to these two how much they are able to do in the mid game in order to enable their cores a lot. And yeah, they're both the spirits, right? They both kind of do the same thing.
I knew Limp was going to try that. I knew he was going to try to see if he could get the slight steal on the rune. Yep. He does not, though. GPK gets the Arcane Rune.
Up to level 5 already on Limp, though, and since that Shadow Demon left bottom, immediately you see Alliance try to go aggro.
Yeah, look at him. Oh, almost loses his courier here. Fly TP's in. Almost got the disruption on FNG. If he had gotten him in that corner, I think that's definitely a kill.
Yep.
Do you feel like Limp, like you say he's a good mid laner, but do you feel like he's stepped up his game for this tournament here at Omega League?
I think his mid game has looked a lot better for me.
Okay.
Oh, snowball.
Nah.
Hanskin.
Oh, so close.
Crit. Trying to body block.
He's really gunning for it. S4 hits pretty hard, but Firestorm going out. Crit's definitely going to die here. S4 does manage to get the kill before he dies eventually to Arteezy.
They're enabling this Lifestealer a lot, though, with Crit just giving himself up like that. They're like, sure, he's not getting the most last hits, but it's good enough. Like 17-11.
Yeah, when you got 3 kills, let's take a look at the net worth. Let's see if being this low in CS does translate into top net worth, then it does.
It does, yeah. Very nicely done by Crit there. Even though it's double melee, double strength versus Firestorm, they're playing into double melee too. That tag team can be utilized well. FNG.
Boar's hunting him down. Nico Baby's gonna lend a helping hand.
Arcane power.
Ooh, that mid matchup is not getting better for Limp though. GPK is really dominating that one. We've seen that matchup a lot of the times though. Void Spirit, for the most part, like we said, he wins. Ember does start to make up for it as those levels come in, but not this time around. Still suffering. See those rune checks. Fire Remnant is down. Fly, he has to check the top one because of that. GPK will check bottom. Great split there by these two.
Ember Spirit commits, but the haste rune is grabbed by Fly.
Oh, he gives him a little bit of a high five here. Limp's like, no. No, no, no. All right, ready off to a 1K lead.
Not bad for Evil Geniuses. I feel like that is something that this is how they can kind of run away with the game here, is being able to win through lanes and just kind of like snowball some early towers thanks to the Beastmaster.
Yeah, definitely. That's, I mean, they can, if they get this type of start here with the Void Spirit having this type of lead too, we're definitely going to see GPK rotating around. And he can set up for kills. With the Shadow Demon disrupt into Aether Remnants a lot of the times. I'm curious as to why Henskin went Rocket in this lane up top. Yeah. I feel like if he had Cogs in a lot of those situations when they were going on S4, he just Cog push the two of them away.
Exactly.
And then tag team is wasted. So,
look at that snipe the courier. What a smart read from Ramses. Like, you're not doing anything else while you're waiting for this next creep wave to spawn. So he just goes hunting for a courier and he finds it.
Let's see if they try to punish him down here. FNG does want to. Sees the board dragging the waves. Ramsey's being very cute with his movements here. He gets spotted.
Spots him.
But he's out immediately.
TP out immediately. The Inkswell does not go off faster than TP scroll.
Very
Those
close.
of you at home can always rely on that. He did TP all the way back to the base though with the creep wave pushing into his tower, so that's disappointing.
Is he pulling it mid? He's like, GPK, you know what? You're doing pretty well. Take another one.
Okay.
I love it when I see teams do that. Enable their mid laners in particular just a little bit more when they're already having a good start.
It is such a generous move.
Yeah. He's getting aggressive too here.
Yeah,
Limp.
He's very, very low. Did have some stick charges to work with though.
Oh, looks like Nico Baby's just gonna go for that punch, just that hard damage. Lincoln's one of those items that we don't really see purchase so much early on, but it's definitely still a very good option for him if he does opt for it eventually in this one. Rune's finally being babysat for Limp, as I feel like that hasn't happened too much from his supports. They haven't been able to.
Yeah.
Should look to their middle tower.
Hanskin is going to be very low level though. Last time we checked on him and he was level 3, and I don't think he's really been in a lane since, so he's certainly not going to be 6 at 10 even with the tome, I think, at this rate. We'll see.
They're putting all 3 heroes down bottom. S4, I feel like they've kind of left him on an island, but this is what the panel was talking about, is now EG. You know, this Lifestealer, he's fine. At this point, he's perfectly fine anyway. Even if he hadn't gotten all these kills, he would have been able to sustain himself up top. Now they can move their supports. Now they can put pressure. Ramses, he goes for the roar.
They're going to go for the Inkswell. Now Hanskin pops out. This is entirely why he ran to bottom lane in the first place. They're still going to try and get this kill into FNG, in which they will. Ramses will eventually be cleaned up here. 1-for-1 trade-off to the favor of Alliance here, as they correctly read Evil Genius's moves and make a really nice trap out of it.
Sneaky by Hanskin there, coming in from the sideline.
Visibility.
But they did, yeah, they excellently read that play there, as they only saw TZ alone top for quite some time. Limp didn't respond though, right? Limp, he's just staying in the mid. He's trying to get his farm back online. Hanskin.
Okay, well, the boar looks to slow him down too far away. And Limp, he's diving right now behind that mid-tier 1 tower. The Void Spirit is going to be able to cut over. They might be able to get this counter kill as he's trying to chase down Crit right now. Limp is going to be able to jump away to that remnant he has in the triangle. He may, we'll see if he cuts into this right lane, because they're almost done with this tower, surprisingly enough.
They're really forcing it here as they look at EG's draft, who does not have the best kind of wave clear early on. They don't have axes. They only really have that shadow poison.
10-minute bounty roots. GPK wanted to secure this. And he's getting a lot of damage on Hanskin right now.
Next though.
GPK, does he have any mana to work with? He does have an Astral Step. He's going to try and chase down Hanskin. Does manage to get that kill, but now he's completely out. Crit, maybe able to bail him out here. Crit's level 6, goes for the punch. GPK finally gets the bug off of him. The snowball is coming in, but it's a bit too late. He gets run over by the Shikuchi. Ramsey's looking to be able to chase people down with his 4 right now. Should be able to get the kill on FNG, no problem.
Nice aggressive play there by Nico, baby. I like how persistent he was in chasing forward. I think that's exactly what Alliance kind of has to do with this draft. With Weaver, with this Ember Spirit, they're so enabled by Grimstroke. I think they have to start, pushing that issue forward, looking for these kills here.
Snowball,
by the way.
Yeah.
Cool item.
Barnes, no boots, just straight medallion. Very interesting. Can he should catch this Ember Spirit? Does he have a Remnant out? He doesn't. So he's purged, and the Remnant moves so low, he doesn't even get into the river before he jumps away. Nico, baby, will try and collect the kill onto Crit during this downtime. And again, not a ton of disables to really be able to catch him, so he's kind of home free.
The two supports, though, get the kill on bottom. That's pretty huge for Hanskin. All the way up to level 7 now. Must have gotten the hook shot just before that with an Inkswell combo.
Yeah.
That's real nice.
Yeah, that's very, very big. This is the first time that I've noticed anyway. I'm sure there have been others, but this is the first time I've seen a team exploit or specifically play against a Lifestealer, right? They know the Lifestealer is going to play alone. They know they also don't feel super good about trying to go into his lane or kill him and take that tower. So what do? They pressure to the other side of the map. Yep. They say, okay, GPK is going to come to bottom. We know that. We're going to play against that. And we're also going to pressure their off lane tower because we don't want to try and lane into a Lifestealer. That just is kind of always nasty.
You see this one again here. Ramsey actually ends up using that roar.
And back into the game where FNG is being run down here, but the Purge quickly takes off the Inkswell and ensures the kill of the 5 position from Evil Geniuses. It's kind of funny, FNG and GPK still both rocking that Gambit tag.
Yeah, it gets really confusing a bunch of the times too. I mean, it's like Gambit. I mean,
yeah, casting 5 men, a bunch of Cloud9 tags everywhere.
No, so I like that call though that you're talking about. Like, they know that this is where this Lifestealer is going to get played. They know that S4 is fine being left alone top, so playing aggressively bottom. Hanskin again finding Ramses.
Yeah, Ramses. S4, he's gunning at him. He's got the face boots. He turns around, roars, pushes back S4 at the same time. And now the Aether Remnant. It's going to be GPK perhaps in trouble. He doesn't have an astral step. He doesn't have an easy way to get out of here to simulate. Doesn't get hit by the bugs, and now RTZ's finally here to be able to help out. A snowball onto Nico, babies. They want to be able to burst it down 100-0, but they don't really have enough stun, so instead turns around, pops S4 up in the air, but now RTZ's the one stuck. He's stuck inside the cogs, doesn't have a way out. The Weaver is just getting more and more damage on him. 2 dead on the side of Evil Geniuses, and a 3rd on the way as Fly is going to be caught in the shackles, and Nico, baby, should be easily taking this kill. S4 is also going to be hitting like a truck, as you can see. 13 damage.
Oh, they're playing so well around their draft too. Arteezy, the one time he actually just shows up to this first 13 minutes, he just gets killed after that laning phase. Has to be very careful. This Weaver, it's a tough matchup to play against here. Even though they had the sentry in preparation, pulled it away. Amazing pit by S4, catching the 3 of them there. Yeah, they're playing with this Grimstroke sentry kind of like style very well right now, very aggressively.
Like watching Nico, baby, you could see he just feels so free. I mean, think about like him diving the mid tower the way he was doing, that bottom lane fight. He's like not scared in the slightest when a hero shows itself because he's like, well, the roar's down. Yeah. What else are they going to do to me?
He's got a full Deso already.
He just rushes the Deso, like no big deal.
There's Crit with the medallion that can kind of counteract it in a way, but he has to be careful as he's spotted again in Alliance.
He's going to try and snowball on out of here, but he's stuck inside the pit, so he can't actually get it off in time. Limp also diving in pretty freely. Last couple of hits, not quite enough to be able to kill Fly. Even that last light with the Deso still on him. That debuff wasn't good enough. Hanskin tried to get the hook shot off in the last second. Good deny there from GPK.
But yeah, like you said, the limited disables are really starting to show themselves there on the side of EG. Very single target, as we said too. These 2 heroes, the Ember and the Weaver, are kind of running away with this early game here.
And it all goes about like playing into your strengths. If they had like played top lane into the Lifestealer, we'd be talking about, well, they can't touch this Lifestealer, you know? It's like they recognized where Evil Geniuses was strongest and where they were weakest and are playing against that entirely. And Ramses is not having a game at all, man. He is continually being shut down. The Primal Roar goes off, but Limp is going to stick on top of him. Flame Guard's never going away. Aether Remnant pulling back FNG. Nobody's nearby, so he will not be soulbound to anybody.
It's tough for EG to make a lot of moves here, and it's especially being able to match the movement of Alliance. You look at their heroes, they're so mobile. Even the Clockwork, Weaver, Ember, even Underlord porting on the opposite side of the map. They can just traverse the entire landscape so much faster than EG.
Just doing rogues straight up.
Beastmaster Roar was used. That's like the only real big thing that they have to worry about, right? So, sure, they commit forward.
And if they get near the Roshan pit, that's where Nico Baby's easily able to run him down. Hook shot that misses. He expected Arteezy to run backwards there.
But they're running in. They're chasing.
They certainly are. The Infest will help Arteezy as the rage was about to wear out and Alliance just go back to it. If you want to try again, come near the Roshan pit. See what happens.
There's no Beastmaster Roar for quite some time. Still just going to press it forward. They have more than enough minus armor between these two.
The Hawk spotted out, so they're not going to let Evil Geniuses try and get into the pit right as it's low.
They have the control.
Getting caught in here. Yulceptor, but he's going to come back down into the pit of Malice, so he's still held up. The snowball actually pulls him up, but again, into the pit of Malice. He does manage to get to dissimulate and get up the hill, but unfortunately, Crit has already committed himself to saving him. Hanskin's going to go down to Arteezy, so support for support, but Arteezy, he may be stuck here for a while. Rams is going to join in on this. The Remnants are out. They're trying to catch this Weaver. Didn't quite nab him. He used the ultimate to get away outside of the pit that he was kind of trapped in. Still, Yulceptor's there. Almost finishes him off. GPK, he's got nothing left in the tank, though. Oh my god, the Ether Remnant almost caught him too.
They did. That was a great job of EG splitting up the fight, but Alliance also splitting up their attention a bit there. I saw Nico Baby go for the supports. There was a sentry prepared for him, so he got disrupted. They didn't have their big damage dealer to actually focus on that lifestealer in the midst of it all.
Yeah, that is actually a really scary one. If he gets disrupted during Shikuchi, that leads into an Ether Remnant that will straight up get him killed.
Yeah, great wall coverage by EG in that one. Keeping it close, less than 1K. Interesting to see that item choice there. I wonder if he's actually going to commit forward for it on the Ember. He has BKB queued up. And we're talking about all those limited disables, but... Still, he has to worry about Roar, Punch, and a couple other things, but... He really wants to just be that big space maker. We'll see if he goes off to change for it. As EG, they've got Roar available. They've got this book 2 in about 8 seconds, too. They're feeling pretty strong. They've got the Vision too, FNG and Hanskin. They're alone up here. Both supports show themselves on the map as well.
Yeah, they feel pretty good here. Laying down the ward, catching FNG real quickly, but they need a little bit more than that for this smoke to really feel good, and they will get it. Hanskin.
Alliance connecting.
Yeah, Alliance is going to show up here. Hanskin does manage to get off the hook shot. A momentary stun. The two-man shackles there as well. Nico Baby.
Sentries everywhere.
And Shikuchi here. It's going to be a little bit hard to grab him, though. The Aether Rend does manage to snag him, but it's not quite enough. GPK has to duck away here with his dissimulate. Arteezy comes back in. Infest inside Crit to try and help him out, but eventually he does die. S4, okay, now your rage is out, Arteezy, and you don't have the Infest either. They need to be able to threaten Nico Baby. He's the primary damage dealer. Run him down as often as possible. S4 is going to go for the Dark Rift, turns around, Firestorm, lays out the pit. Is he going to commit or is he going to get out? S4's low. He actually does die. Right in the middle of all of them, has to jump away to his Remnant. Meanwhile, though, Nico Baby...
They're suffering so much on EG. 1 and 8 for Crit, 0-6 on Fly.
Yeah.
Sure, Hanskin's 1 and 7, right? But you're really starting to see that effect of how much Alliance's draft kind of counters those two supports they're saving, or attempting to save.
I mean, it's looking like, for me, that Evil Geniuses are a ways away from their next timing, which I think the next timing is like Abyssal Blade Lifestealer, right? Where you're able to like really stick onto people.
But he's going to have to deal with so many different counters now. Like, there's, I think Halberd almost finished up on this Clockwork. S4 has shown how much damage mitigation he provides inside the fights. Also building a Halberd. Really going to start feeling like EG, they're going to be running out of steam pretty quick. It's all this single target. It's not adding up. GPK, though, has the Ags now. That's what they were really missing in these last few fights, and it's a late one. It's 26 minutes.
Very, very important. Soulbound together. Quickly retreat. Okay. Got a big ability out of them. They're going to take a decent amount of damage. That was kind of a close call there from Nico Baby. Does manage to get the Shikuchi off before the silence hit him. Arteezy did see he went for the Heaven's Halberd and is going to be going an MKB. I feel like that's actually a much better option than the Abyssal. He needs just raw damage, and there are a lot of evasion. And it's going to be on Alliance soon with all these Heaven's Halberds. Heaven Halberds.
It's tough. It's definitely tough because he does still want... They need more forms of lockdown to deal with this Weaver and Ember. And they're starting to get more tools to be able to protect themselves. I saw Limp, he's going to be acting more as this kind of pseudo carry, right? This distraction. He's going for the Lincolns. He's going to be throwing it onto Nico Baby. Because Nico Baby, he's got this game, you know, it's like this guy's carrying right now, right? He's going to be able to do so much work the more you buff him up.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. That much status resistance 3 lives, basically, with his ultimate and his Satanic. And he's going to have a Lincoln's on him. So, you know, once you finally do get a single target disable on this man, it's just not going to last very long. And very likely, he'll survive. He'll get Satanic or get off his time lapse, and then he's back up to full.
Yeah, it's very unlikely that they bring down this Weaver. Just like I said, damage mitigation, so many halberds, so many ways to protect him. They're even looking to port and fight up here. They're actually going to bring everybody. See if he
pulled
can
him in
respond.
right into the creep wave that was just next to the tower. So this is a perfect surprise catch onto Evil Geniuses, where they should be managing to get both of these cores. GPK and Ramses both go down.
These roots are breaking them completely.
Yeah.
Just no way to save the targets. Like you said, you get Shadow Demon disrupted, doesn't matter. You still get caught in it. Soulbind also just proving to be super detrimental versus that elusive Void Spirit Alliance. They're moving around the map so well this game.
I like the Inkswell movement speed talent when you got a Weaver on you who breaks the movement speed barrier. So
especially with like an S and Y thrown on top too, right? He is real speedy. The roots into another root, into another root, into another root. Oh, playing Tusk in this game feels so sad.
Yeah, it is not a fun time whatsoever, and it's even worse when Nico Baby, it's like, oh, let's go back to Nico Baby. Yeah, the Satanic's coming in. He's already queued up a Scotty.
And we were talking about the supports on EG suffering and how alliances were not. FNG is on his way toward a Hex. He's got 2 of the components already, and they're and
there goes another support. That's Fly dead. Nico Baby actually got really low magic at the silence off. That's going to be the Aegis. Okay, not bad.
You've got the
Yule Scepter, meanwhile, on the Shikuchi. Oh, missed the Ether Remnant there. He was just too damn fast on Nico Baby. And now they don't have a whole lot of control left for him.
No Shadow Demon still for 40 seconds, too. Trying to slowly take out the ward with the boar. Unable to. Limp resets. Soulbind's out.
Soulbind out on 2. Inkswell forward. Nico Baby's going to quickly deal with Ramses before they focus on the rest. Now go in. Silence 1. Walrus Punch up in the air. Snowball to be able to chain it up. They actually got him. They managed to bring down Nico Baby, and now all that damage is gone. Alliance, they know they've lost this fight. They're going to go for the Dark Rift out. Can they actually bring down the Sentinel Lord? He's running around inside the cogs to make sure they can actually finish him off. They tried to go for the melee barracks before the escape occurred. They didn't quite get it, though.
I cannot believe they actually chain controlled him there. I thought I saw for a second he had a moment, I feel like, to maybe click the time lapse, but maybe they did get the follow-up silence from the Void Spirit.
Yeah, maybe he was
close.
Like... He might have been like hitting the animation when he got hit by the snowball. Crit did chain those up pretty nicely.
Yeah, they did chain their stuns pretty much perfectly there. They actually, I cannot believe they actually took him out there on that push.
Yeah.
Signs of life for EG.
Now we've got the evasion talent for the Lifestealer, which is a really big upgrade against a Weaver who was not choosing to go MKB. I'm sure he'll switch it up pretty soon though with Heaven's Halberd and the evasion talent there.
Yeah, let's see this one again.
Pulled in, they turn onto him, get the silence, Walrus Punch, and then the Snowball.
Snowball, yeah. He even tried to stick and pop it, but wasn't able to. That Snowball punch, perfectly timed there. Thank you for the replay.
I thought that was so cool that they went in, hit the melee barracks like that.
Just that last little bit attempt.
Yeah.
Like, you might have it.
BKB for Ramses. He knows, like, he's having a tough time sticking around in these team fights to be able to threaten the Weaver in the first place. It feels like every single time he's just kind of being casually jumped by a clock with an Inkswell or something like that.
Yeah, it's so much magic damage. It's just a lot of every damage on Alliance that they do have to worry about. And this, like you said, like the pit, I feel like this is going to allow him to be able to like, run
the presence
freely.
on the high ground here. The smoke, it breaks on top of them. They're still going to go for it, though. They have the Soulbind onto 2. The silence hits onto GPK. He needs to be able to deal with this Phantom. There goes the BKB, but he has limited time to be able to get off the Primal Roar. They knocked down Nico Baby, and they got him. They did not expect that BKB, I believe, from Ramses. And it comes in clutch, keeps them alive long enough to get off the Primal Roar. And once again, the carry of Alliance is dead. And so that is free reign for Evil Geniuses. This time, they bring down S4. This time, they get his kill streak. And this time, they'll get some serious map control now, and MKB is coming in, and all of a sudden, things have shifted, Fogged.
So nicely done. Their chain stuns are perfect, and the just reading of the map, right? Just sitting on that high ground, getting the most ideal situation. Ramses, like you said, with the BKB, feels so much more confident to stand in the front line there. And crit, beautiful chain control with the Void Spirit double silence, too.
Yeah. It feels to me like Alliance are also trying to force things just a bit much. I mean, just in the first place, taking that fight on the high ground when the player's already set up. Hanskin, he's going to die here. Just a bit too far out.
They're really starting to get that ball rolling. They've shifted, what, it was like a near 8K gold advantage, and now just these last 2 moments have taken out the Weaver. Nico Baby, I feel like he has to be a little bit more careful, a little less careless with his positioning in a lot of these.
If Alliance lose this next fight, it'll be Aegis and Cheese. That's what's going to be coming up right now. Roshan is up immediately.
Such a big amount of gold that they've gone, right? Full items finished up for 2 different heroes, and now DD, they're looking for another one. Trying to catch them off guard while that Clockwork is still dead.
And they've got the high ground ward that they want to be able to play around here, so this is very cool.
They're showing GPK up top too for a moment, so trying to catch someone off guard.
Yeah, that's cool you point that out, because he immediately is booking it mid, while the rest of his team is going to start this fight, going off on an S4 immediately. Boy, S4 gets shredded quick. Woo! Double damage. Lifestealer makes mincemeat out of him, and oh hey, look, Roshan's up as well, boys.
Oof, and the most important hero, it feels like, for Alliance is taken out right before it. Such a good smoke. EG responding well under the pressure here.
It's so fun to see how these two teams, like, they've just been battling back and forth, and it's funny to see how, like, these certain item pickups or, like, a talent that comes into play really shift things a lot. On top of just, you know, who's getting the actual initiation in the team fight. I mean, who knew, like, a second item BKB for Beastmaster would be, like, the item pickup of the game, but it did turn things a lot.
Yeah, you mentioned how hard their single target is, and now it's actually looking pretty good when they can single target focus somebody when they have all these different items picked up. They kill them that fast. And sure, you got Crimson Guard, sure, you got Halberd, but when you're Demonic Purged, you pop the guard gets removed instantly. You're a lot more fragile inside of the fights.
And, I mean, Alliance did funnel everything into Weaver, right? Like you were talking about with this sort of semi-carry build of Limp going for the Lincolns. It means that Evil Geniuses, all the single target in the world, just means they only have to focus one hero. As soon as Nico Baby's dead, like every single time Alliance is like, well, we've lost this fight, time to go. And, well, with an Aegis and Cheese, it makes things that much more interesting. Evil Geniuses holding the net worth lead for the first time in quite some time.
Yeah, and Arteezy's fully enabled off of this game now, right? He was having some suffering moments a little bit there when he did get those 2 deaths when he turned up, but all the way up to 11-2.
I'm not sure if it's made that much of a difference, but like it's hilarious. Paladin Sword on Lifestealer.
Oh, yeah. Probably has made quite a bit of a one.
Yeah, it's I'm sure it's made him very, very healthy in these team fights. Then again, he just picked it up 3 minutes ago, I suppose.
Oh, look at Somber S4 here.
Yeah, he's not happy with the way this game's going.
After how it was going, right? After going for that high ground push. Just EG. Clutch things coming in. Crit with this control.
S4 playing against his former team. I love that you pointed out the last time that I couldn't stop watching it the entire time. Every single time Hanskin touches his nose and it's a stressful game.
Yep. I mean, Arrow was the one who said it, right? In his interview, he's just like, what's an annoying habit? I mean, that's what sorry, Simon, you know we love you.
I mean, to be fair, that is, like, you don't even notice that necessarily. Like, you don't have to look at your teammates during a game or anything like that. Meanwhile, like, crits, you know, like somebody farts in open space. There's definitely some ones that were far more annoying there than somebody having a nervous tick. You got a nervous tick?
I just shake my legs all the time. Nervous tick, but it's always just there.
I have to fiddle, especially in a broadcast.
Oh, what is that? What is that light?
That is heaven's light shining down upon us all.
Whoa. Is that what a scan looks like? Did we get a pause mid-scan? Is that what it looks like?
Yeah. Can we move the camera towards the light?
What is this light?
Walk into the light.
Whoa. Or is there a neutral item that dropped and it's like, oh.
The chosen item.
Man, EG, they've really turned this one around here. Now, like you said, Aegis and Cheese, so much more comfort. Now they've started to get their way outside of their side of the map, which is where it felt like a lot of that aggression was, where Alliance was able to make a lot of work. But yeah, now reaching out, they get their Hawk, they get their ward positioning down. Now they have much better ways to control this. No BKB, no, just status resistance Weaver.
I think someone leveled up.
Is it a level up, maybe? Oh, you might be right, yeah.
Yes, good.
We'll make it there eventually.
Walk into the light, my child. Walk into the light.
Dude, something looks
that
really
is a level up right there.
That looks beautiful.
Thank you, production, for that. That is the Grimstroke that leveled up.
Wow, I didn't know the beam of light was that tall.
Yeah.
Over the map.
It really does come from heaven.
Yeah. Well, now at least we know where those levels do.
Is there a heaven in Dota lore? I know there's the hells.
Yeah, that's a good point. The ether. Or whatever.
Where's
The
Slacks
aether.
when I need him?
The aether world is blessing us with some levels. Do we know what was the pause? Did they say anything? Did they say lag, some Kale or something? Up there. Did he update
Dota?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
That's not a good sign.
I guess RTZ's having a little trouble reconnecting. Uh-oh.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
How does that... Is that a forfeit?
Oh, it's a
patch.
It smells something here. It smells like an Alliance win to me.
Whoa.
Okay, well. I mean, I suppose it can't get any crazier than that. Liquid versus... Who were they versus again? 5 men. Liquid versus 5 men. 5 games to finish out a best of 3. That was... certainly absurd. It's funny how like Liquid will be Liquid's eliminated. He may still end up having like the second or most games played in the event because they had to play the play-in, which is like an extra match that happens essentially to be able to stay in the playoffs. And then they had those matches. All right, so hopefully it's just the coordinator being down, and as soon as it's back up, Arteezy will be able to show his face and. Love to Valve today because they gave us a little update on things, touch base with the community.
Is this the Arcana?
We won't flame them for anything. Oh, God, it's the Wind Ranger Arcana.
Is this the Wind Ranger Arcana? Is it time?
You're putting us in this pause for cosmetics. Damn it.
That is a massive update.
What is that? That's not a Wind Ranger Arcana.
That's like 9 Wind Ranger Arcanas, maybe. 900. Okay, well, that's a big one. Wait, 145 hours of playtime? Oh, come on, get those. That's some rookie numbers. Get that up.
Now we know why you miss kills. I'm just kidding.
Got him.
Most people do not use their actual accounts when they're doing production stuff. I'm just teasing. That actually goes to show probably how much Dota we've streamed.
Yeah.
This tournament. It probably was at 0 at the start.
Oh, that's actually a good call, right?
Yeah. That's how many hours of content we've brought to you at home. And just pure Dota hours, not to mention the various fluff panel breaks that we've had. So it's been a good event.
Yeah, it's gone quick this month. You know, missing the Dota.
I'm just saying that out loud because Kyle's over there in the corner. So
yeah, he's sulking.
Been very happy with this event. I think it's been really good. Love to be hired by WePlay.
No, it's been fun. It's been quite a long time, right, to be able to do any of these type of events, getting to see all these big teams, getting to see Secret dominate. And EG, right? EG with this kind of comeback here. I know a lot of people, they mention a lot of times, oh, every game is one-sided, blah, blah, blah. No, look at this. EG with a big comeback. Look at this map dominance, too. Now they've got wards and sentries up on those important high grounds. Yeah, it's nice.
Like, I felt like the game was going to change as soon as the I said Abyssal played, but it feels like it changed off of the MKB and like maybe some of these other supporting items as well. Is there another item timing for Alliance that you feel like they're going to get stronger again? Do you think like the 25 on Weaver makes that much of a difference? Anything else?
I think they're still quite strong. I think Nico Baby just played a bit reckless.
Sure,
I think he overestimated how strong he was because he's just like, damn, S&Y satanic, I'm the king right now, being able to just run into high grounds. But yeah, definitely undervalued how much control crit actually does bring to the table as this Tusk with that extra little punch duration too that you fly up.
I had a question, Funk. Walrus Punch is affected by status resistance, right?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
I'm sure it is. Disruption is not, but
it's one of those weird ones, right? Because like the tiny toss duration in the air, that one is not one of the ones that is, right? But
right.
There's the punch duration. That kind of, I don't think it counts. It still counts as a stun duration, not as a in the air duration. So I'd imagine that one does get mitigated by the status resist.
Time to pull out the old phone, just check
it out,
see what happens.
Make sure. It's going to specifically say, is not affected by status resist, right? Like one of those interesting interactions that we love so much.
Yeah, because it's even more interesting since you can increase how long you're up in the air with the talent, right? So.
Oh, look at this. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, T-Gov's the observer. No wonder.
No wonder.
Only 145 hours.
Jesus. Apologies to everybody. No wonder we've been missing some kills lately. T-Gov's been sitting on the site. Jesus.
He's just flying, apparently. All right, well.
All right, well, he immediately goes through some creep legs.
Is that like a stroke of fate? Look at that.
Yeah,
I didn't know it
yeah,
actually.
that's exactly
look
what
at
it
how cool
is.
those animations actually look.
Oh, go into the light, T-Gov. Truly go into the light. See what goes. See, how far up can you go? Can you just walk down the golden path?
Why not? On the way to the Pantheon again.
Hallelujah. Wait.
Oh, God, his screen's gone white.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
He
Wait for
doesn't know.
the light. Come back, Team Governor. Come back to us. Oh, man. Well, hopefully this whole game coordinator gets sorted out pretty soon, because that is the one thing that we've definitely done a lot here at the Mega League.
Yeah.
We've done our fair share of filling.
I wonder how
Whether
these
it was just teams or whatever it was.
I wonder how these type of ones has an effect. You know, it's like S4 just died, EG just got a rush and 2 big kills on the Weaver. I wonder how morale is right now on the side of Alliance. Probably hurting a little bit there.
The victim is hurled 650 range into the air, 1,200 if lethal. So if you actually get killed by Walrus Punch, you go flying up even further, which is interesting. Into the air during the stun duration. The speed adapts to change stun durations. Well, that just implies maybe the talent. That actually doesn't say status resistance. But it does show that, you know...
It's a stun,
yeah.
so I'd imagine it.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
You would assume so. Look at T. He's having fun.
Yeah, he's a nice lad. It's been fun to work with a lot of the talent that I don't normally get to see. Like, I worked with T. Governor at ESL 1 Birmingham, and he was a pleasure to have on panel, but that was a relatively short event. Jenkins, I got to work with at the charity event. We did some casting together, and I've known Jenkins for a while, but I didn't really get to work with him in an official capacity for very long. So it's been nice to be able to work with some new up-and-coming talent. Not you, Lacoste. I worked Star Ladder with you 2 years ago. I mean, you're old news at this point.
Don't you dare bully my Dominic.
Wait, T-Governor can hear us?
It looks like it.
Oh no, I didn't want him to actually hear all those nice things. I mean, he needs to work on his drawing skills on the map.
No update.
His telestration abilities. Oh no! Oh please! WePlay, no. Anything but that. Don't put Kyle in charge of the show. This is a bad idea. Also, don't show me Kyle's crotch. I don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. None of the viewers. Like, I thought you guys wanted to keep more viewers, not lose them.
Kyle's gonna mess something up. He's gonna click the wrong button here.
Oh, we're gonna slowly fade in.
Oh, he's actually.
Look at him. He's experimenting with the fader right now. He's like, oh.
Nice. I mean, that's actually got to be pretty fun. I have no idea how to use any of those machines, so.
Away with you. Kyle is the director of Observer, so send all of your complaints, any T-Tor complaints, to @KeepingItKyle.
Oh, God, what's he doing?
Thank you very much. Okay,
he's
just blacking out the stream.
Right.
Apparently, we're done here.
Kyle's like, all right,
go home
not
now.
that one again. Not
Thanks,
that one.
Kyle. I'll leave now. He said we can all go home.
That's the power off button. Oh, God, he clicked it. Wait, what's happening, actually?
And they thought it could get no darker.
Oh, I thought that was Kyle doing something.
Was it Kyle?
No, it was Shadow Demon.
I mean, that would be extremely coincidental if Shadow Demon just used a chat whale line there at the same time. You guys got any dolphin facts by chance?
I don't have anything. No facts here. They're having a lot of fun in there. I think
T-Governor, take us somewhere new.
Yeah.
All right, dolphin fact for you guys. This is dolphin fact number 420. Dolphins are cool. That's what production told me. That's the fact. That's it. That's the fact right there. That's all you get.
Have you ever swam with dolphins?
No.
I haven't either.
No.
I opted against it on my cruise that I did.
I am of the mind that I don't need to necessarily see things, places, or animals in person. That's what Google Images is for.
Fair enough. I just don't want to bother them. I just don't feel like it's nice. Like people are like, oh, you grab on. I'm like, I don't want to grab onto this poor dolphin. You know, like, just let it do its thing. Let it
No, if anything, I've learned about dolphins. They want you to grab them.
Fair enough. That's true.
And
Oh, what the heck is
horny
this?
bastards. Jenkins sent me a message.
Wait, I've never actually
Nice
looked-
casting. I'm watching right now. You are so good casters, man.
I actually felt my phone buzzing a little bit before too, but I'm looking very professional. Look at my phone right now.
Well, you know. Desperate times call for desperate measures, Fogged. Do we actually have the Arcana? By the way, has anybody seen it?
Anybody loaded faster? Yeah.
Can we load it and check it out in game?
Like actually,
Lacoste says,
I don't know if he's memeing with us or not though.
It looks really good.
It's actually out. Oh, do we have like a? Ow! I just smacked my ear. Oh,
Yeah, I want to get a rating on it.
Can we get a look at it?
Everybody else is rating the. It seemed like people were disappointed with the Pudge one. I thought it was kind of cute.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I only got to play it a couple times. It feels a little weird when you're bouncing around. It just feels very different compared to most other heroes. But no, it's at first glance I hated it.
Yeah.
A couple of extra glances I did start to
Grows
like
on
it,
you?
and it also feels like the hook is just stronger with it too. So
I appreciate the squeaky toy noise from the. I think what Kyle wants is to be able to get their two faces in the same place and start merging them together. But unfortunately, S4 has much worse posture than Hanskin.
what are they talking about here? Are they talking about the game? Are they talking about the Arcana? We don't know. By the way, I know a couple people have commented on this, but I really like Hanskin's setup, his kitchen and everything.
Oh, that is very nice.
Right?
I
It's
did not
actually-
see that. Damn.
It's very nice. I like the stools and everything. Let's take a closer
Yeah.
look at that. Oh, okay, you can get some zoom in on test.
I mean, if we look at S4's closet. That's nice too, Kyle. There's
still
a whole lot to describe about this background, Kyle. Thank you.
It looked. I thought we were getting the unpause soon. S4 was talking a lot. Like they still have a couple things that they have up their sleeve here.
Sag.
Because they're still very strong. Like we were saying, like alliances, they're still at a good spot as long as they're a little more careful on Nico, baby.
Lacoste, you're a memer. What's the hot Twitch emote that people should spam nowadays? Everyone's saying Sag, but I feel like that's beginning to become old news. You got anything for me?
I like Sag.
Komodo Dragon, he says. That's an old one, but it's an oldie but a goodie. It's not used enough, he says.
He's very serious.
Time to bring.
By the way, he's actually dead serious.
Yeah, like if I know anything about Lacoste, he does not mess around when it comes to memes. That man is packed with as many Pepe stickers as you could ask for. Yeah. Every single event, I feel like it's. I see another 5 new Pepes.
5? I think he downloaded like 900 sticker packs this event. I wake up to a lot of different ones every morning from my good friend.
Well, I don't get personalized good morning messages from Lacoste.
Well,
don't know why.
I'd like to see a couple of them. They're quite lovely.
Oh, that's a big booty. Big booty Pepe. Damn. He got them hips. Woo.
Yeah, we discovered a couple interesting ones for sure at this one. We've had a decent amount of time.
Damn,
the game.
boy. He thick.
All right, we got to look at it.
Thick ass boy. Compass
Okay, let's take
of the Rising Gale.
What else did we get? 575. Okay.
Okay. Oh, that does look very cool.
The mysteries of her birth had always enchanted Lyrelay and her adopted family. Okay. I mean, that looks pretty dope.
Okay.
Oh, Slash.
What about the lore?
So
Hit
mad.
me with the lore. Okay, it goes to orange, I see.
What? Is that the taunt, I guess?
Or maybe she.
Oh, that is so satisfying. Look at the bow pullback. And it does the ricochet back.
Yeah, it goes.
I'm not 575 level, though.
Okay, now we need to see focus fire.
Oh, it has different ones for all the items.
Wow.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, that is.
cool.
I'm buying. Oh God, people are gonna start buying Yules on Wind Ranger every game now. Oh, it's like a tornado.
Yeah.
All right. That's a wind run right there, throwing little tornadoes behind you too.
Very nice.
Very pretty. Oh, the faster movements.
I guarantee you those tornadoes are gonna end up. You're gonna see them when you shouldn't or something.
Oh. That's
look at all the arrows.
That's like, by the way, I'm focus firing, in case you didn't know. Everyone look at me. Those look pretty sweet. That makes the power shot looks like it does a whole lot more than it probably.
Yeah.
Very impactful.
Oh, he turns into the flower. Oh,
that's the taunt.
And he plants the...
Wait, what?
No, it's like the
that.
PA. You know when PA like kills somebody and she leaves her daggers on the ground? Yeah, they're doing that with Power Shot. Very nice.
Oh, that's actually pretty dope.
All right. But as she grew, and
Sir
her strange
Action
connection... No! Sir Action / kill achieved. We got to read the lore. Hold up. But as she grew and her strange connection with the Guardian Wind became ever stronger, and unease about her origins began to take hold. And though she thought to run from it, her headlong path led only to the discovery of a difficult truth, that her village and bloodkin had been destroyed by wind elementals on a night of righteous reckoning, and that such destruction was necessary to reclaim her as one of their own. Jesus, that's dark.
Yeah, just a bit.
So she has this connection with the wind.
That makes sense.
But she finds out that the wind killed her family? Jeez. Flurry of arrows takes down Wind Ranger's foes at an unflagging pace. Caught unaware, there is no escape from her focus fire, the relentless volley unleashed from Wind Ranger's bow. Bear witness to your accumulated damage, delivering limitless arrows from Wind Ranger's infinite quiver, ultimately unlocking a second Arcana style, Reflections of the Gale. And apparently something's happening, because they just took the TV away from me.
I hope that doesn't mean like some kind of remake or something.
Oh, no. Don't say those words, Vogt.
Okay.
Don't say them.
I take them back. Oh.
Summoned by the winds of change, Wind Ranger harnesses the spirit of the wood to bring fall to her foes.
I always look at the backgrounds of these pictures because there's always some type of little secret going on in here, right? They always like to throw in something little secret. I wasn't really seeing anything. I looked pretty hard around.
I feel like where's my CSI enhance?
New hero portrait and everything.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Sweet.
And it's very cool. The orange is tied to autumn. That is nice. It's very pleasant.
500 new voice lines too. Rack up 22.5 million damage. Okay. Slacks is probably like, that'll never happen. How could you ever do 2.5 million damage with Wind Ranger?
That's impossible. Well, there you have it. That's the reason we're currently in a pause right now, because we had a giant patch come through with Arcana stuff.
Well, they pick Wind Ranger next game now because of it. Likely.
Why'd you say the word, Yannis? This is your fault.
It's my fault.
We're going to have a remake. Sorry, everybody. We're going to have a remake, so we're going to need some time to be able to figure out this remake and game one and everything like that. That is unfortunate for both sides because it was a really close game and it was a really fun game.
Yeah, I mean, EG had some crazy turnaround because like this Void Dags and stuff like that. I mean, it was, well, that's sad.
I'm going to ask you a question, but I feel like I shouldn't ask you this question. Okay. If you had to bet, who did you think was going to win that game?
I think EG kind of turned that one around pretty heavily.
Tsunami, who do you think was going to win that game? Alliance, he says. Jenkins, who do you think was going to win that game? Navi, he says. Lacoste, who do you think was going to win that game? Pepe, he says. Kyle, who do you think was going to win that game? The Boys in Blue. Okay, so that's 2 for Evil Geniuses and 1 for Alliance, Pepe, and Navi.
What about yourself?
I am an impartial and unbiased caster, Yannis. I merely report on the facts of the game. I wouldn't presume to know the future, as that would be terribly unfair of me as a commentator, talent. I'm just here for the appreciation of the game, unlike you biased folks. Thank you very much.
I thought Alliance had good chances. They made a couple mistakes. Now they were at a deficit, but who cares? That game's gone.
Well, the true mistake was RTZ disconnecting from the game, apparently.
Fair enough. It's very true.
Let's go to the panel so they can fill some more until we restart this series.